This is our homily for Sunday, July 27th, the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. In a small town that had always been dry, some businessmen from New York opened a tavern. As more and more people started frequenting the tavern, a local church group got very concerned and convened an all-night prayer vigil, asking God to intervene. Shortly after, the tavern was struck by lightning and burned to the ground. The tavern owners sued the church, claiming they caused the destruction. The church hired a lawyer who argued in court that the church people had nothing to do with it. After listening to all the arguments, the judge scratched his head and said, "Well, I'll be darned. I have tavern owners who believe in the power of prayer and a church that doesn't." Last week, our readings presented to us the importance of hospitality, welcoming the stranger among us, if we are to walk with Jesus on his way to Jerusalem. We learned from Abraham and Mary, the sister of Martha, how we have to be present to those we serve, making them feel comfortable and listened to, not just given food and service. The theme is continued in our first reading, which presents the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Some Christians incorrectly believe that the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah was homosexuality, thus the modern use of the word sodomy. But it was actually a sin against hospitality. Instead of welcoming these strangers and offering them hospitality, like we heard Abraham do last week, they attacked them and took advantage of them. That was the great sin. So the importance of hospitality is emphasized again. But the reading moves on to Abraham's plea for the cities and how God is willing to listen to his prayer. This is our next focus as we journey with Jesus to Jerusalem: prayer. Abraham's bargaining with God is almost comical. He starts with asking God to spare the cities if he can find 50 innocent people, and whittles God down to 10. God patiently listens to Abraham's pleas. The gospel picks up this focus about prayer, beginning with the Our Father, which has been called the perfect prayer. There's two parts to it. Part one relates to God. Hallowed be thy name. That is, we praise or worship God. Thy kingdom come. That is, we want God's will to be done, and we're willing to work for it. The second part relates to our needs. Past, forgiveness. Present, what we need today. Give us this day our daily bread. And the future. Protect us from evil. Let us not fall into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Our needs, past, present, and future. And notice, the only condition is that we will be forgiven as we forgive. Then Jesus emphasizes persistence in prayer. This is not because God is deaf. This isn't because God has to be manipulated or convinced to help us. It is for our sake. It keeps us in relationship with God. It keeps us aware of God and that we are dependent, something so easy to forget in the busyness of everyday life. Jesus emphasizes that prayer will be answered. He who asks receives, he who seeks finds, he who knocks will have the door open. It's a promise. But notice the very end. The promise is not that we'll get exactly what we want, but rather that we will receive the Holy Spirit. In other words, our prayers will be answered, often in ways that are better than we could ever have imagined. The point is trust and relationship. In other words, prayer doesn't change God, it changes me. Prayer reminds me that God is in control and that I have to have a loving relationship with God. So the reflection I invite us to this week, I invite each of us to reflect on our relationship with the Lord. Is it a relationship of trust? That is, do I trust that the Lord hears and answers me, even if I don't get exactly what I ask for? Do I trust that my loving Father has his arms around me? Do I take quiet time to be with the Lord and listen, as did Mary, the sister of Martha, at the feet of Jesus in last week's gospel? Am I building up my trust in his merciful presence? I end with a poem that captures our theme from today's readings perfectly. I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for prosperity, and God gave me brain and strength to work. I asked for courage, and God gave me danger to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to reach out and help. I asked for favors, and God gave me opportunities. I received nothing I wanted. I received everything I needed. My prayers were truly answered. God bless.